Hello everybody, Baltmatrix here, and I think it's safe to say, and uncontroversial to say, that Siege Optimus Prime is quite good. But there are a few minor little things that we as a fandom just don't care about, or care for. And I think, specifically, that has to do with the schmutz. He's a dirty boy, and he needs a bath. Well, okay, so if that's one of the things we don't like about him, how can we improve him? Other than, cleaning him up. What if we made him, I don't know, a quarter bigger, cleaned up the schmutz, gave him some die cast, and then sold him on SirToys.com. That's right, today we are taking a look at Transformers, I believe, Wei Zhang Oversized Siege Optimus Prime. So let's take a look. The first thing you will notice when you pick up this figure is 1, his legs are die cast, and 2, he has no schmutz. He is a completely clean figure. And he looks really, really good. I mean, really good. Another big difference between this Prime and the original Siege Prime are the colorings. The red is a little bit more vibrant. The blues are just about the same, but the grays, specifically right here in the upper legs and crotch, are much, much lighter. They are several shades lighter, in fact. And that really makes a big difference. You wouldn't think it would, but it totally does. And the figure just feels more vibrant for it. The overall aesthetic is the exact same as Siege Prime. It's the same mold, down to just about every component, just scaled up into a more leader class size. For example, here is leader class Ultra Magnus from the Siege line, and this Prime is just a little bit bigger than it up head-wise. Well, up to the head, that is. Now, there are a few minor flaws with this Prime that I want to point out really quickly, and that specifically is the flashing that comes from cutting the parts off of the spruce or out of the injection molds. You can see it here on the inside of his elbows and here on the side of his head, and there are little imperfections here and there all over the figure, unfortunately. Also, the figure is a little bit looser in the joints, specifically the shoulder joints, the swivels, and the legs. Just a little bit looser. Not so loose that you can't play with it at all. Just something to be aware of if you want to pick this figure up, and it would be worth shooting a little bit or squirting just a little bit of pledge in there to tighten up these joints. Again, nothing crazy, just something worth mentioning. Now, the figure comes with 2 accessories. It comes with a scaled up gun, and it's the exact same gun, just scaled up, and can fit in any hand or any port. And then it comes with a shield, and it is not a mess, unlike my shield for Prime. My Prime has, the handle is completely bent, but this is perfect. A perfect shield that turns into an axe, which I still think is a great addition. Like that. So, yep, just wield him and get him all axed up and nowhere to go. Yeah. It looks great. It really looks great. Posability of this oversized figure is the same as Prime. Head is on a ball joint, can look down that much, can look up that much. Shoulders are on a swivel, and then there is in and out movement on a hinge, swivel just above the elbow, below the shoulder, 90-degree bend at the elbow, actually a little more than 90 degree, and the fists can rotate. There is torso articulation, though it is pretty tight. Figure can kick forward that much, and can kick back that much, and can do the splits with no problem. Thigh swivel is located just below the hip, though it is limited because of the molding. There is a swivel at the knee swivel, and then the knees can bend over 90 degrees. Ankle articulation in and out, and then some toe articulation, though the toe is really, really tight. And before I forget, the entire leg assembly is die cast. It's nice and cool to the touch. The figure's transformation is also exactly the same. Start with the backpack, fold it out, turn it around, then flip out all the little components in the back. The one issue that I do, or not issue, but one thing to be aware of is the gray piece back here is really tight. So just be aware of that if you pick the figure up. come under the chest and open it up, then fold out the wheels in order to free up some space for the head. With the chest opened up all the way, pull out the wheels to free up space for the head. Oh, come on, wheel. Get out of here. What are you getting stuck on, huh? There we go. And then we can fold the head up. And keep the chest open, come down to the legs, turn them 180 degrees, and then unpeg the outside. And you flip the inside of the legs around and fold up the toes. So 180 degrees, unpeg the outside, flip up the gray piece, flip the wheels around, and then combine them together like so. Oh, and we forgot the little hinge here at the back of what were the knees. So that will flip up and that'll flip up and pop off. And ironically, just like the original figure, I have a tendency to pop that off as well. And then just combine them together like that. And then we can fold the hips up. And if you hear somebody making a lot of noise, that's my son. He is playing Mario Kart right now. Fold those down, flip this down, open these up all the way, flip this down. And then from here, it's exactly the same as the rest of Siege Prime. Fold the arms in, flip up the panels, and then everything should line up correctly, as long as you're doing it correctly. By now, this alt mode should be very familiar to you. It is Siege Optimus Prime, and it's still good. I still really like it, even if it looks more Earth mode-y than I think a Cybertron mode should. Now, size-wise compared to his original Voyager class figure, it's about, I'd say, 25% bigger, maybe? There's the wheelbase you can see, and in this mode, you can really see the color difference. And I'm not sure how that's showing up on camera. The red is just much more vibrant, while the red on Siege Prime is more saturated, we'll say. The blue is also the same. The blue is a little bit more saturated here on the normal US version than the scaled up version. And then the greens are a little bit different here as well. And it's close enough that unless you have them like right here under good lighting, right next to each other, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. So if you're wondering, can any of the Siege figures or other things fit inside Prime? Well, yes, the scaled up versions work, but let's grab an Ironhide cannon and see. Yep, current Siege stuff fits with this new Prime, a little looser, but it fits just fine. Yep, as you can see, no problem whatsoever getting these Siege pegs, or Siege Battlemasters pegged in. The only issue I have is this one here on the left side of the figure is a little bit looser than some of the others. So, yeah, that's actually pretty good. I think this is pretty good. Ridiculous, but good. This version of Siege Prime is great. I love it. And I really hope this company does more. Now, the company's name is BPF. That's literally the only information I've been able to find out about it. And the only thing else they've ever done is an entire set of the Power of the Primes Volcanicus figures. That's it. That's all I know about these folks. So, my friends, if you're thinking of picking this figure up, I suggest you head down to the description and follow the link over to sirtoys.com. Thank you so much for watching this video review. Please let me know what you think of this guy down in the comments, and be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. As always, I've been Baltmatrix, and I will catch you next time.